crime. I love case theory.
That's what I want to know.
I didn't think of that. What did you think of
that?
I didn't think of that either. What are we talking about? In any case, Counsel, I failed to see what could have possibly motivated the man to do as you described. What are you talking about? Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipework where he lived?
There's only one possibility that I can think of, and that is to use the leaking gas to commit murder.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Counsel. Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end?
I feel like I answered this, but when I pressed in load, it did the autosave.
You loaded the autosave?
Mm-mm. When I pressed load, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. The answer could be more simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery this far.
Who did Mr. Shamsbury want to kill?
Was the end of life of.
I don't think you answered it last night, but you answered it today when we talked about it just now.
Yeah. I was gonna say that we answered another question of like who, you know, what was I gonna say? Last night I answered the question of like who was the victim basically, or no, whose testimony was I basing it off of, right?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Soseki-san.
And then you know, oof, I didn't. Oh, he was 21.
Yeah, he's just so young.
Oh,
I think Olive Degree is also that old. I think
21. 20.
I mean, she might be 20 or 20.
She's 20. Okay.
So young.
That's so sad. They had so much in common. Their hair, their hairstyle,
their hair, their skin, most likely their eyes as well.
He was after he liked his women big.
He liked them thicky.
And intellectual. Look at that. Look at that.
This man was ahead of himself. Rip Duncan Ross. He would have loved 2021.
Man, he wanted to kill Soseki-san. I'm about to throw hands with this man. If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live around those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garrydeb, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his place of the residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamsbury was trying to end.
Outrageous!
This is the whole case. This is the whole case.
I said that to a coworker.
I'm talking of course, about the defendant.
I said, have an outrageous day today. That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I'm already getting comments. Amazing.
I love. Oh, it's Vom.ong. I love it. You'll have to see it.
Oh my god, it's Ong.
I can't believe Ong himself would comment on your video.
Oh, amazing. Mr. Natsumi isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim. This man was trying to murder.
Good gracious.
If you don't stop...
What do you have to say?
Oh.
What do you have to say, huh? The accused is actually aggrieved? Interesting.
How?
You don't have to say objection to that. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. What are you talking about?
What?
Wait a minute, hold on.
How can you still claim that?
Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there?
Who did put it there?
The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was unaware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill. True, they wouldn't know that he was doing this. Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to face the end of the gas pipe with poison? So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shanspeare's murderous designs?
Uh-oh, it's the plot thickens.
You mean to suggest?
Naturally. The sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known.
Don't think he's done?
So there was a murder inside of a murder?
What?
In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
How? No.
This whole time, so this still Soseki's on.
Manzakes, we gotta take a step back, sweetie. That's not the correct. That is not correct.
It's not correct, because according to the case files...
Oh, what?
Whoa, what's going on down there, Inosuke?
Uh-oh.
Stop thinking, everybody, stop thinking!
Stop thinking! Stop using your little brains!
Golly. Whatever Mr. William Shanspeare may or may not have contrived to do. Why are they gonna try Soseki for attempted murder and not for William? He was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. So they're not gonna try Shanspeare for almost killing Natsume as well? That's so cringe. And the only person who could have possibly perpetuated the attack is the accused Mr. Natsume. Whatever he said there, I didn't get to read it.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if he says something new though. I love it when he does that spray. Oh no, I read that. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I know. He just he got real low. Arms on the.
Yeah, and when he looks up.
Desk. Wait for it. I mean, once
the defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. Do it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established. Ah! That suspicion is greater than ever.
I like how he just points. And he opens his eyes.
Alright. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? Bro, we're not friends. Don't do it!
He's just like, what happened? Why did he... Uh-oh. Stop you! Stop
You guys, come on!
Oh my god.
They're speaking amongst themselves. Stop them!
How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly?
Mr. Naruhodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shanspeare's room. So we must name the person now and solve Mr.
Absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt. You mean, name the true culprit?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poisoning, it's all pointing to a particular person now.
Is it? Let's take a drink. The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman. I thought he was gonna say my Nipponi's friend. I don't know why. He was in my brain.
Dang. What? Oh.
The fact he was so flustered he couldn't say anything.
There's one person who I believe could have involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime. Excuse me.
The true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring the third-rate great detectives. My Nipponi's friends. But why not? This farce has gone on for too long already. I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. That's what people say about you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Tell us, my Nipponi's friend, what is your latest theory?
He is curious about my theory.
Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? Well, Becky, go ahead.
Oh my god.
If you glance at your evidence, you may come to a head.
Well, I cannot glance at my evidence.
Oh, true.
Well,
just think about all that you've seen, all that you've heard. You could also phone a friend.
I feel like the people were trying to kill him. These two. I'm feeling. Meanerman, he's sounding kind of sus. He was checking through the window the day of.
He was.
You know, and he was just like, is he dead? You know? kind of feeling, I feel he was trying to check, because they've been keeping tabs on him. And they do not like him. He hasn't paid. He's been taking their gas. Why would they let him get away with it, you know?
Well, remember this. She didn't know about that everyone else knows about that gas trick, remember?
Right. But
she's like, those are company secrets.
Yeah. She didn't know, but he knows. He works for them.
True.
And he... But how would he know that? Wait, he was spying on him, I remember. Did he been seeing him do all this stuff? But he said he didn't know about the soap kind of thing, you know?
No, he didn't know about the coins or anything. There's a lot that they don't know, to be honest.
That's the thing. That kind of throws me off a bit. It's like, they didn't know about certain things, but they do know he's been stealing.
Even then, they weren't sure that he was stealing. They're just like, we think he's doing it.
Yeah, it's like, we think he's doing. Yeah, so it's just like...
Do you possibly have anyone else in mind?
The only other person I have in mind is Mr. Gary Deb.
Yeah, why's that?
He's the only one that knows about the whole flickering of the lights. He would know about the gas line pipe thing. You know?
What's his motive, though?
But his motive is what I was trying to get at. He hasn't paid!
That's true, he hasn't paid.
But I don't think that's it. But that could be something. He did mention he didn't pay. And he hasn't paid in months. What, 3 months he's been staying there?
Yeah, since he got in, he hasn't paid.
He has. Wouldn't you want to get rid of somebody who didn't pay? But, wait, but what about this poor lad?
So you think he's the culprit?
Not him, no. I'm talking about the picture that he took with that boy.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah,
lodging.
He somehow has that picture with him. For whatever reason, Shamsuri just has that picture with him.
Right. He was. There's. See, there was all that evidence in Shamsuri's, lodgings as well that we found. There was under the floorboard that there was the box, the newspaper article, and stuff. And now, and when we brought it up to Mr. Greydub, he's like, "Oh, you know about that?" Like he wasn't even surprised.
No, he wasn't.
But he also said there was a curse here. The only person that hasn't really called it a curse, I guess, is Shamspear. He doesn't really call it a curse.
No, he doesn't. I mean, because you can assume that he knows that because he's been, you know.
Yeah.
He almost tried to kill Soseki-san, so he that's not a curse, that's me, pretty much. If you remember, there was something in Shamspear's room that you noticed was somewhere else.
There was a hole in the wall. But
there's something that you noticed in Shamspear's room that you saw somewhere else.
What the heck?
That should help you find out who the culprit is.
Something in his room that I saw somewhere else. I'm trying to use my brain.
It would have been in your evidence. If they let you look at your evidence, you probably would have known.
I wish I could have looked at my evidence.
I wonder if I could find a list of the evidence.
Letter!
Oh, the letter? What about the letter?
There's a ripped piece that goes with the letter that we found with her.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be the real culprit, would she?
Do you think she has a motive?
Soseki-san didn't kill her husband. Not husband, they were a fiance. They were gonna get married. Wait.
I'm just saying. Van Zeeks is just saying who's the true culprit of the crime, who's the person that poisoned Shamspear. I'm just asking you, does she have a motive for wanting to do that?
She didn't have a motive, no.
For wanting to kill Shamspear? She doesn't have a motive for that?
What did he do to her? Wait.
What did he do to her? What do you mean? Who was the person that lived in Soseki-san's lodgings before he came in?
It was her man.
Yeah.
Duncan. Okay.
He passed away a month ago.
Yes.
Shamspear's been there for 3 months.
Okay, but like what? What?
What do you mean?
He's been there 3 months. Passed away a month ago.
What do you mean?
Why did I do that to myself? I have literally pieced it all together. I've literally pieced it bit by bit. And then all of a sudden, you're like, what is her motive? And it's like, what do you mean? What? He died a month ago. This man's been here 3 months. He killed him. And I was like, oh, he is a killer. She wants to kill him. She put the poison there. Interesting. Dang, we gonna lock her up.
Go to jail.
I forgot about her because she looked like she was about to drink the poison and take her way out of here because she probably felt so guilty about the crime. She didn't kill him. Then she was so sad about, she's like, damn, he ain't dead. Well,
I'm out of here.
She's short though. Oh, the crate to reach up there.
The crate.
The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear is, I believe, Miss Olive Green.
The only thing we don't know so far is like why Shamspear's been trying to kill people. We literally don't know why that's about, but
yeah. Oh,
as far as we know.
Miss Olive Green.
Miss Olive Green. I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past, Council, but I don't recall where. That's a new voice for him. Miss Olive Green.
Twist.
A woman from 6 days ago. Yes, I love Southern Twist. You don't have to see this picture again. Oh.
We didn't have to.
The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road.
She's been through a lot,
She sure has. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add. We know. You don't have to say it. Oh, of course, yes. Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe. But I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago. Yes, Van Zeeks. And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shanspeare's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi.
True.
You have a fine alibi too.
On the night that incident occurred, Miss Green was in hospital unconscious. So, on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible, but still. My colleague and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison.
Good gracious! She had poison?!
Yeah. And there is another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requires that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court. Don't me.
Tell me, Mr. Shanspeare.
No, please stop.
Oh God, my lord, pray, what be thy bidding?
Now he's listening.
Are you acquainted with Miss Green? No, never heard of her.
Look at them eyes.
Judging by the look on Mr. Shanspeare's face, I think perhaps he generally doesn't know her. At least, not by name.
As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word.
Okay. Yeah?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
We will see my Lord Nipponi's friends farce through to its conclusion.
Her.
Did he say he was gonna do that?
I appreciate that.
You're very appreciated as well. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here.
Another recess. We ain't gonna get out here by 3, boys.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Judge. Yes, Miss Olive Green. Why is he still... Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient. What are we... What's with the... Why is he still thinking about her name? Very well, I grant the request.
Excellent. I hope.
The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. I'm so stupid. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We now reconvene in 1 hour. The court is adjourned. Let's just glaze over the fact that Shanspeare sure did kill somebody and tried to kill somebody else. Nah, Natsume's still guilty, though.
Well, look at that. To be continued.
I knew you were closer to be continued, but you know, better to end this summation examination. Because I wasn't gonna be like, oh, you're so close to it to be continued. Like, no, that would have taken like another 20 minutes.
You saw how long it took me to piece together my freaking...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure if it let you look at your evidence, you would have seen the piece of envelope and like immediately been like, oh, you know, but you couldn't see it, so I had to be like, you know,
it was there. You had to piece it word by word. I'm like,
oh, joyful, jubilant, jumping jacks.
Soseki-san! Oh, Mr. Natsume, I'm so pleased for you.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire and non-locum student Judicial Assistant Miss Rikotobe Esquires. There's so many words, Soseki, please.
Oh my god.
Now finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent and proof that my tea is innocent. Good morning,
my god, he's
dear
here!
fellows. Who's all these loud people? Can I voice somebody like soft spoken?
Wait, what time was it? Was it even morning still?
I don't remember.
I didn't even look at the.
I can look back. Hold on. I'm gonna get the Carfax. Ah, Herlock Sholmes. It's 11:32 a.m. That's around the time I wake up. So, may you drink by temperature for all forever silent.
I thought the tea was innocent.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came! How wonderful!
Please save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon.
No, lunch is at noon. Oh, well, though,
Yeah,
lunch
almost
at 11:30. I'll be eating lunch at 11:30.
Your scorn is written clearly across your faces.
Nobody said or thought anything of the sort.
The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought... Tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I shall rise early and be present for court to support my companions.
Wow!
You're so cool. Such spirited determination has a beauty in all of its own, does it not?
Hold on, I need a blanket. I'm freezing.
Oh, yes!
And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? I queried. Why, time after time do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Yeah? Is
oh
that
my God,
so?
He's so... Oh my goodness.
He's so smart.
Well, Sholmes is so smart.
I'm so sorry. His brain is so huge. He has so much gray matter. Well, is it not an astute insight into the matter?
Oh,
You know, Skip
yes.
is absolutely speechless.
He's just like...
Upon which realization I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink at all last night. And the results... By first light, I was exhausted and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness.
Shocking.
And so the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Don't tell me what to do,
Yeah.
Sholmes. I'll sleep whatever time I feel like it.
I think most of us probably knew that already.
What others presuppose I drove by experimentation, that, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. Sholmes, you only have 30 minutes to do this. Ah, yes, and one more thing. Do you remember this?
Ah!
Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. Oh, you didn't manage to...
It was a laborious task as the bottle was near empty, but such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. I managed to confirm that it contained strychnine. Yeah? Yeah, I think that's it.
So I was right.
Perhaps, though, of course, the circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. I wasn't planning on doing that, but thank you. Well, I might. Think about it.
Could I have a word?
Who's having a word?
Oh.
Who are we wording? Oh my
Dana.
goodness. Okay. Dana.
Dana.
Gregson, how good of you to come. Wait, where you go? Forget it, excuse me. Why he left?
Wait a minute. Inspector!
Back. I had to get my food. Don't wish to make a nuisance of myself.
From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself.
What do you mean? Sholmes is the least annoying person in the world. My dear Inspector, please speak freely. Pretend that I'm not here. Believe me, if I could do that, life would get a whole lot simpler for me.
Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shamespeare's room?
Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. No, I'm here about something else. The dead convict, actually. I looked into it.
Oh, you mean the man from the newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Shamespeare's room?
A man by the name of... Ah, yes, Selden.
I went through the archives of the yard and dug out the fellow's file. There's something in there that... well, it caught my eye.
Is this the supposed thing that Sholmes didn't want us knowing? I don't know what...
mean?
Remember when Sholmes was like, let's not mention, you know, this case. We overlooked this case.
I don't know.
Something caught your eye. What, Inspector, what?
I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourselves.
Thank you. Now I want to read this. Capital Offenders files. Okay.
These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shamespeare's room.
Yeah.
I'll rearrange everything in the court record so we don't have duplicate information.
Oh, well, there she went. I heard it. Why are you
God.
giving us a copy of this important file, though?
Oh, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you?
Yeah, he didn't know it was there.
You're so thindery. I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion.
Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful.
Indeed, my dear fellows, and the
This
inspector
screams
here's a
this.
shining diamond in his crown. It's the loudest person in the room.
A shining diamond in the rough, maybe.
I know I've heard... Who was it? I think there's something somewhere that just says he has a very loud and annoying laugh.
Look at all this, like, evidence we got after the fact.
Right?
Excuse me.
That's a whole paragraph.
Hold
up.
on. 18 counts of burglary, 6 counts of suspected murder, died of natural causes whilst in prison, his final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The established £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains uncovered. Manchester Straightways prison announced the death of the convict murderer and burglar Selden by natural I don't know why. Causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. Okay.
That happens a lot.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Let's pour it out.
I like how I couldn't look at the top, but I can look at the bottom. So this is the poison we've been hearing so much about. Strychnine. Ah, you said it!
Yay!
There are a few remnants at the bottom of the bottle here. Look.
You mustn't be tempted to
Try it. Like, don't tell him that. He'll be tempted even more. Of course not. As long as we don't lose this trial.
Jesus, okay.
Look
If
at that
we lose,
face.
I might think about it.
Look at that and tell me that face. I might think about killing myself if we don't win this trial.
If we lose this trial, I'm gonna do it.
No, even if we lose the trial. No, we mustn't lose the trial in the first place, Mr. Naruhodo.
Make your mind up, Susato-san. This man! He's a menace! Oh my god.
Stop him. Kazuo missed out on having a babysitter, honestly. Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all.
Nope, there you go.
Bye.
Okay.
Oh lord. Cause for defense in the defense.
What?
Eh? oversee those women so pick away to the courtroom at once.
What did he say?
I think it's time to go. Well, I shall leave you then. I'll be listening with interest in the public gallery. Not nodding off at all. Certainly not.
Make sure you don't get hit by, you know, a wine bottle or anything.
Try not to be in the splash zone, Mr. Sholmes.
Don't be in the splash zone. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in floods of tears personally, so the best of luck to you. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
Yes, Mr. Natsume?
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shakespeare. This is going to be the final battle. We got you. Don't worry.
Got you, babe.
I won't really have saved Soseki-san until I've exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. But it's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to. We can? I was like, who's we?
Yeah, who's we? There's a tweet here that says Capcom has Ace Attorney fans on a little leash. We all beg for content and they drop new art every couple of months and we eat it up. It's true.
Capcom. And then they barely give us, like, actual merch. Just saying.
The last merch I seen, wasn't it the Bosom Buddies things? It was literally the last merch I seen.
That was, like, the last... Yeah, but they also had the Nindos. For, yeah, Phoenix and Edgeworth recently.
Yeah, that was the last big merch.
Yeah. I mean, they had the Great Ace Attorney merch, but it's only in the Capcom store.
Yeah.
But you have to be in Japan.
What if you have a proxy though?
But that's not you can't buy online. I tried. You have to go to the store.
You can send somebody that lives in Japan, pay them, and they'll be like, I don't know you, but I guess I'll do this.
I could, but I don't know nobody like that.
Yeah, it's a complete stranger. Do it through, is there like a Japanese Craigslist?
Oh my god.
In the name of her Queen, Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident.
The perpetrator?
The perpetrator. A reckless, brash, and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores. Come on.
Thank you. From the backhanded consideration. Man.
Shaking my head. A rather cold assessment from the honorable British prosecutor, I must say. Oh, he told me to calm down. Stop with that attitude, Van Zieks. So, Lord Van Zieks, is the new witness present and ready to take the stand? Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, my lord. Very well, bailiff, bring the witness in. Oh lord, I'm so excited to be voicing everybody on this stand right now. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please. William Shakespeare, my liege. For mine occupation I can say only that I be a tragic victim, to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words. Dang, you didn't have to do him like that. When will Shakespeare get his stimmy?
I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose.
Ooh, are they gonna let her paint in this corner? Also currently unemployed, in other words.
Well, don't out them in front of everybody!
Sis.
What a...
Coterie, perhaps?
Coterie?
Mr. Shamspear? My lord, I am thy humble servant. I'm afraid that you're no longer merely the victim in this affair.
Ha!
Got him! The possibility having raised that you are in fact the assailant intent on taking the life of your fellow lodger. That part you played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you. I would for naught else, my lord. And Miss Green? Yes? You're aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume? Yes, the officer did explain. Oh. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon. She's right.
And do you accept that charge, Miss Green?
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man. Come, lady. Die to live. Verily, I know not prickly pigmented personage.
Okay. Very well. Let us proceed with the matter at hand. That being, do ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair.
It's all very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? I barely ever go to the East End anyway. It so happens that I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago, that's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital, fighting for my life.
Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Garrideb household. Yep, there it is. An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days.
I was stuck in the middle of my back by a knife, though through no fault of my own. Now I'm under suspicion? What other relevant things might I be accused of? It's all very disturbing.
Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green.
At this point in time, all that appears to connect you and Mr. Shamspear's lodging is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no! The incident 6 days ago? You mean you want me to relive that awful accident?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day, Mr. Shamspear.
But what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned. Let us proceed then. The witness will present their formal testimony to the court. On the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February of the 19th century. Like, how much more are you gonna add to the sentence?
Huh?
I just kept adding more to the sentence. I thought I was gonna add the year exactly too. Perhaps the time of day.
He kept going.
It was 6 days ago, about 5 p.m. I was walking around the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings. Girl, don't do that with your
paintbrush. I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakst, for I had bespoke my supper.
It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business.
Yes, the second incident inside a week was what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume that this is a most unfortunate coincidence.
I wish...
Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shanspeare? It was the following morn when I did awaken that I'd learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor of a mine.
When Soseki-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder.
I suspected there's nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance.
It's true, it does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance, but I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it.
Gonzo, you may localize them as two witnesses if you want.
If I want? Oh, yes, my lord.
Alright.
Bum, bum.
I like Shanspeare one, like his single little addition there, just as the tavern, I was getting food.
Supper. She seems very sus about that one.
Just glancing around. What's the little matter, Miss Green? Tell me, I want to know.
Hey, tell me a little more about this. What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate.
It was nothing really. It was not worth mentioning.
If you remember, you mentioned to us yesterday at the hospital. It was related to the card you were holding.
Miss Green.
What was that? Oh, she's hiding something.
Cheesy Benjamin!
From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, "I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross."
What does that matter? That has nothing to do with Duncan.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey! Mr. Shadowspear, do you have something to share with the court?
To be or not to be? That is the question.
I wonder when that quote was coming up.
There it is. Ah, pray forgive me, the great bard's work springeth from me within me with mere thought.
Don't tell me it's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right?
It's because he pulled Shakespeare from FGO last night.
Words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps?
Well, nay, sire, it was nothing at all.
Presumably you know the name, though, Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean? After all, you were both watchers in the same house.
I would if it were so, but sadly nay. Lodging be a lowly occupation, sire. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me.
So you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours?
What's wrong, babe? Let's agree. Me, my lord? What if I done something wrong? The card I was mentioned before containing the notes. Do you have it on your person?
I do, yes, but I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really.
Before you do that, before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please.
Give me that, gimme.
Gimme.
Give me that. Of course. That's what links Mr. Shams to your Miss Green. It's Duncan Ross.
Now, continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green. Let's take a look at that envelope.
Give me the envelope.
Let me see it. Let's see the envelope.
Finally, after you've been like, let me see that note for like 20 years.
Yeah, the envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? Miss Green strikes me as a type to open correspondence more neatly than this. Ah.
What is it?
The way the envelope is torn, it's almost sure I've seen this exact same shape somewhere else.
Oh, you don't mean...
You were thinking of the piece of evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Exactly, that's it. Try to match them up. Ooh, there it is!
Whoop! Perfect.
There... They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card. Well, updated.
Nice. They've both been updated.
Okay. Wait, can I,
No, you're not allowed. Not allowed to say.
Ow! Oh my...
After all that, the game just let you
my
read it.
God.
This is so sad.
Okay, well that's just sad.
I guess that was her little matter. I guess, I don't know.
Well, let me see what they both say. I didn't really read. fits perfectly with the envelope in Miss Queen's possession.
And I might say the same thing but different.
Envelope fits perfectly with
Like
the
the opposite.
torn off piece found at the scene of the crime. Different. What is the title for torn off? Oh, okay. I think I would present this one because the other half, it says the other half was found at the scene of the crime, and this actually is her card, you know? Watch me not have it right, though. No, it's not right!
Did I say it, Your Honor, I think that these two evidences are the same because... have you ever had a, if you and I and you... Have you ever thought that you would, that you could, and you anything you could have been away?
Becky, I think you're getting...
I am. Actually, he literally said it. He's just like, it's Duncan! Maybe a mess in a number of ways, actually. Actually, he literally said, like, that's what connects them. It's Duncan. She said that it's the first time I've been in the area, I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Like, yeah. I just now noticed the piece
ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I like that little piece in her hair is the Eiffel Tower, I believe. Or the...
Oh yeah, it might be.
Or the Crystal Tower?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
I think it's the Crystal Tower because it looked very similar to the Eiffel Tower. I'm sorry. Let me present. No, wait. I don't think that picture would matter, would it?
You think he should be presenting right now?
I don't know. I could be
trying to get some more information, right?
I'm a press. Let me press this guy with this tavern.
Yeah, it's like single little piece of testament here.
A tavern, you say? Which one? Music.
'Twas the Slug and Sallow did Terry. 'Tis a jewel in the East End. What's wrong?
I've been there.
And the little... Oh yeah, I've been there before. And a little unexpected, I feel. My father owns that tavern, you see.
What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks?
The Slug and Salad offers usually fine dining for the locality, at least. Oh, so it's like, if you're poor, you shouldn't go there. I got you, Menzies. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Huh?
It's true, the menu lists premium crusts of bread and glasses of water in different levels of cloudy. Ew!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dysentery over here. Gross.
Nice.
What?
It's a nice stinky water.
Yummy.
I would have expected Grub's Grubbery in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your means.
Ew.
Watery soup and mushy peas. Or rather, soupy water and pea like mush. Manzeeks, come on!
Oh my god. And equally, all equally appetizing.
I just wanted to try some water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that?
How different can water really be?
Well, you see,
there's a more plausible explanation. A specific
That's how you know
reason why
Renos
you
has
had
never
to
been
go
sick
to that
before.
particular establishment. Agreed. The fact that on that day of all days he dined at a place that he wouldn't normally, it does stand out. So Mr. Shamspeare's own actions on the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly suspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions.
Blinks.
That he went to a pub?
Yeah.
Yes.
The evidence of why he could have been in that pub. Is it perhaps something that Miss Becky Boo thought she should have been presenting before?
He went to the pub.
Why would he go to some place that's more richer than he should be? Like, let's say, like, you're poor and then, you know, suddenly out of nowhere you go to, like go to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant or something. Like, why would you do that?
You got money?
He got money. or, you know, perhaps, maybe you have a reason to be there.
You're meeting up with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Present evidence! It's too late.
Mr. Shakespeare.
Mr. Shamspeare.
Yes, sir?
Why is he nervous all of a sudden? On the day in question, if it's not the case you visit the Slug and Salad, a place you wouldn't normally, wherever that was, because I didn't read it. For a very particular reason, Lord.
I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if that has some purpose, speaks.
Very well. I will present the court with the evidence.
It's gotta be the
Evidence that
soap.
explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day, namely...
My armband.
meeting up to get the envelope correctly.
Becky, we've been over this before. I genuinely don't understand why you wrap around and not just go back.
Abby, don't. Ami, I'm gonna do it all game. You can't stop me. This card reveals the answer. It's because I'm looking through all the evidence.
It's
Okay.
true. I'm telling you, the day that we replay the games together, I'm gonna be at the evidence already. It's gonna take you 5 extra minutes to get there. Good lord, Miss Green's card, you mean?
Oh my god, his green card.
Miss Green's been here legally.
That's
How's
right,
her
my
husband's
lord.
green card?
It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Rose. Ross? Rose. I actually said Rose. Come to the
Duncan
Slug and
Rose.
Pub. Briar Road at 5 p.m. And she literally said that she was there at 5 p.m. in the first statement she literally made for her testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell anybody else about the letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. So, Shamspeare, your actions at the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Personally, I find it hard to believe that that's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shamspeare?
Oh, well... Excuse me, can I say something?
Yes, Miss Green?
Like how so polite Renosuke is to her, but with Mr. Shamspeare, he's like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. That card was delivered to me. It
doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it?
Well, you think so, yes, but it's hard to believe it's merely... Uh-oh.
My lord, may I?
She's getting aggressive. Uh-oh. May you what, Miss Green?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
No, nobody was speaking. You don't have to slam your gavel. Very well, then. You may amend your testimony. Ooh. Include details about the peculiar note.
What you got?
This note was delivered to me on my address. It's nothing to do with the odd man next to me here.
Oh, yeah? Is that so?
Well. Your address. But then why did I...
Do it, Becky. Kill her.
I'm gonna... I think you said that you received it the day before the incident, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, here he comes.
There appears to be no indication of the sender's name or address in the envelope.
It was in my letterbox, and that's all I know, I'm afraid. I have no idea who sent it.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
Yes, we literally said this.
Who is this Duncan Ross, please?
I don't think we presented him, actually. I think we just talked about him on the side.
No. Yeah.
Oh!
A friend of mine. He attended the same art school as I do.
She friend-zoned him after death.
Dang.
Post-mortem friend-zone.
He passed away in a tragic
never mind.
accident a month ago now, though.
Oh, well, I mean, she still said it was her
Yeah,
friend.
she still said friend.
I wasn't sure what to make of the note, to be honest, but in the end I decided to go.
So you found out what the information was?
No. Obviously not.
Of course I didn't. You're not thinking straight.
She said in her testimony. Whilst on her way there, she was stabbed in the back. As my learned friend hopefully remembers.
Yes. She never made it to the meeting.
Oh, Mr. Nadahodo, you pursued Mr. Shams were wonderful there.
Oh, thank you for praising me. It's the first time you've done that. Interesting. I've worked out well, hadn't it? We have a new clue at last. Although now I need to pull off a really insightful objection somewhere.
Honestly.
Well, as you've managed to expose this promising new angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that.
Ah, yes, of course. And yelling out objections isn't necessarily the best way to do that, I suppose. Well, I like how he's just like self-aware.
Alright, well, what do you,
At my address. It's nothing to do with the old man next to me.
Well, I mean, she said it has nothing to do with him, but why was the piece of the other note in his lodging, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it was delivered directly to her, why was it torn, you know?
Well, there's only one thing to do here.
Open eye. Got it!
Got it! Now, would I rely specifically on, like, it saying, like, it was found at the crime scene, or would I just literally just point out, I have a ripped piece here that I found, and then they would fill in the information, you know?
Whatever you prefer. Are you genuinely asking me?
Yeah, I'm kinda asking.
Oh, it doesn't matter which one you present.
Really? Okay. Just
It doesn't matter.
I mean, they both
I don't
update
think it
at the
does
same
anyway.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I logically think that since we found the piece by itself, we would present the piece by... Oh, well, there he goes. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's they like to add in more info after you present it, which is like... Wow,
Yeah.
it's just like, But But it is envelope, and Rip Piece is not here.
Yeah,
So,
I just assume it didn't matter which one you presented, only because that they both have the same information on it. So I was like, it probably doesn't matter. I mean, if it did matter, then that would be my B, but as far as I know, it didn't matter.
Okie dokie. The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in hospital. Yeah, in hospital.
That's grammatically correct, I'll have you know. Yes, I did. It's terrible. Everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. It's all true, that is.
Ooh, watch this, Chunosuke. What do you mean?
Miss Green, have you... Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn-off end of an envelope.
Oh, is it?
Don't make me piece it together here in the court. Oh, well, there I did. I pieced it together here in the courtroom.
Gonna do it. It's too late for you, girl.
As it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shamspeare's room.
In my room?
You're both in cahoots. Just...
Oh.
Mr. Shamspeare. Do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere?
Well...
Your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th, and so that's exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspeare. You already knew about the note, didn't you?
What's wrong, babe?
And you, Miss Green.
What did I do?
As this torn-off end of the envelope probes, the note was originally in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession?
I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist, that's all.
Back to the drawing board, I see.
Oh.
There is only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspeare's room and stole it. Look at her.
What's you looking at? Did you notice, son? Huh? What's wrong?
It's like, oh god, this stroke wasn't right. Hold on, give me a moment.
Control Z, Control Z.
Control Z. Uh-oh.
You did what? Sorry, thou hast what? You broke... I mean, thou were in my room? What's on... What do you want with me? She's too busy drawing. She's too concentrated.
I'm sorry, I do not perceive, I do not hear. All I see are my strokes.
I drew on the wrong layer.
How dare
That both witnesses need to testify again.
Oh my god. Well, this is awkward, isn't it?
A little awkward, Miss Green.
Yes?
Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you have endured in recent events. I've suffered more than you could possibly imagine. Anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind.
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay.
I
can barely hear her, she turned her back.
She did. It will go forward testimony, you know. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. This freaking circus over here. Yeah, who's starting off first? What do I need to do?
Oh, it's getting faster.
Ooh, we're almost there. I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago at peradventure that note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note that vanished.
I don't know what you mean. I think I snuck into his room, did you? Why would I? I can point out the villain here, and as for that torn-off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Tramsner? Faith, it is so, my lord. And I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet, 'tis clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, the young lady would appear that your testimony was...
A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying.
I bet Miss Green has like a call-out post on her on like Twitter. I beg your pardon?
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie.
I don't know, Miss Green. I've been on Twitter for about 5 years. I think I have an inkling that some artists do be lying. Oh. I've been on the force for about 200 years.
That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides... we all know who the liar around here is.
If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Shamster's room.
I don't see why I should explain.
Sorry?
Say that again?
I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is to state what happened, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer.
You're just about to climb over that desk right now.
Best.
Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Oh, you're not gonna help, Anziques?
Oh, thanks, Anziques. Dang.
Well, counsel.
I'm ready, my lord. Oh, here I go.
Very well, then. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses.
The Schwitnesses.
Schwitness.
Miss Green
clearly did break into Mr. Shamster's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note. Yes, two facts that are starting to lead me to the possible explanation for all of this. And it's not a pretty one.
Alright, let's get this done.
Nobody came. True.
Yep, that is true. He's clearly telling his part right. He's like,
right.
my person didn't come. And she didn't because she got stabbed in her back and was comatose.
I mean, she's the one that's just sitting here lying, because at least for this one, he's just saying what happened. I went there, nothing happened. The note vanished.
Why would I?
I have a few reasons of why you would have been there.
Well, for starters, there was the picture. There was a picture that was in the floorboards. But with the box, I don't know what that box was. There was nothing in it. And then the newspaper article, right? That was also hidden in there.
Yeah.
Which... I want to take a look at that again. Why were we randomly given this, though, you know?
What do you mean?
Dies of natural causes in prison.
You're just given that because the newspaper article was in Shamspeare's room, so
yeah, but we found more. He just gave us more, you know, about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It seems that the note was actually addressed to Mr. Shamspeare about 1 week ago.
Oh, does it?
But for some reason, it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shamspeare's office.
What?
This is my cross-examination!
Jesus. You can cross-examine him on your own time, Banzies, okay? But for what reason would the witness have done that? That's what we're trying to find out!
Oh my god. You are interrupting me.
Deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way. Any further pursuit of this note is meaningless.
Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room, and yet there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing.
What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though?
Yes, we should pursue, that idea, Mr. Naruhodo.
We're close now. I can feel it. We're so close to a breakthrough.
Yeah, Becky, let's pursue that line of knowledge. Why would she be in there?
Alright, we're not gonna go. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna present
the teacups.
Yeah, she was obviously there for the teacups. And there's like stuff all over the place, you know?
It's like when you UV light a hotel room.
Nasty. If I remember correctly, she had this photo in her room in the hospital, by the way. But
maybe? It's either just a photo of him or this photo.
Maybe. Now, see, I remember looking at the photo because I'm like, who's this? You know? We didn't know who it was in the very beginning, and then we found out who it was. But I think it's the same photo, but Mr. Gary Depp was not in it. She just had of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about that. But this is the only other thing I believe she'd come in there for. Because you remember there was like the floorboards were like pulled up there, you know? Like something was hiding down there? Or she hid something, I guess?
Yeah. What are you thinking? Why would she be there? What are you getting at here?
She'd be there for the No, she wouldn't be there for the photo. She would be there for the poison. The poison! She put the poison on the pipe.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, because then, you know, I have evidence. I have evidence here as well.
Well?
Oh, dang. My mind.
If that's what you think, present it. I mean...
I know. I got like freaking 4 chances. Let me think of it. I don't know what you mean. You think I stuck into the ruins room? Do you? Why would I? I'm just thinking real quick. See, it's like present the poison or present the picture that shows the pipe, but I think the poison would be more logical.
If somebody showed you that picture,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was just like, it can't be the picture, because if anybody showed a picture, it's like, this is it, and it's just like, what is it? All I see is fingerprints. No, if you literally show like the exact thing you did, like the poison, the why, the poison, the pipe. Mr. Shamspear, he gonna blow in the pipe and he get the pause on his lip.
Gonna put out his lip in his mouth.
Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. She's so silly to have that bottle out, but she wasn't expecting us. That's the thing.
Not at all. Not at all.
We just barged in. We're like, hello. We didn't even knock.
No, they didn't.
Wow. And so the content spilled during the course of our meeting.
It sounds like you're like in the bathroom, because your voice echoes like you're in a very a room that echoes. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just in a very empty room.
Oh.
I gotta go potty. So you know what? You sit on that.
Alright, go potty on me.
Well, unfortunately, the bathroom's occupied, so I'm still here.
Alright, so here we go. And though the contents spilt during the course of our meeting, a small amount remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set.
I call it chemistry check. He's at 5.
Right? The liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine. I said it right, and I'm mad at myself because I can't do it again. Strychnine. There he goes.
What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear.
Yes.
That's the one, babe.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings. For one reason, and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp to Mr. Shamspear's room with poison.
He's looking at
He's
it.
like,
Did you do that?
what? For real?
Can this be? You broke into my room?
It may seem incredible to the court, but for the remaining clues, there is only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamespeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green!
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear!
Oh my god!
Oh no! She got him. Oh!
Oh my god!
Someone help her
Help
up!
her!
Order, order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with the intent to kill? Yeah.
Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts.
But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago... then the victim had put the mouth to this pipe that very evening, as expected. The attempted murder would have to have happened 6 days ago, surely.
Well, that's a very good point.
Perhaps not, my lord.
Yo, I beg your pardon, you said I'm wrong?
Okay. Jesus. There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on the account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of an ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would have likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time. You right, love him or hate him, but he's speaking the truth.
Lord Van Seeks.
He's helping me!
And of course, the following morning, there was no more activity at Mr. Shamespeare's address.
More activity? Ah, yes. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder?
He didn't kill anybody.
That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant. But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
What was that suppose? You're okay all of a sudden. His intended victim being in a prison cell. The need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago, the situation changed again.
Right. Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end.
The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted.
That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, as gas stove mysteriously went out and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. Oh my god.
Mary!
With that new understanding, it's become clear that this letter was all part of the plan.
What plan?
To get him out of the room, of course!
Jesus, Judge, come on, we literally just said this.
The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear.
To ensure that the lodge
would
not be at home at the stated time.
Yep. Yes.
Yes. Make sure I was at home.
Yes. Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed.
You
Down
mean
with
to
the
say that
sickness.
letter?
Get down with the sickness.
What about that one TikTok where the guy could, not TikTok, the Vine where he couldn't do it
he's like,
right?
what? Oops.
Is that song playing right now, the BGM?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I see.
Was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. But how did it get ripped? Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. I'm just curious how it got ripped.
I suppose because he opened it, he just let it, you know, ripped it open just on the ground, but she didn't pick it up.
She was in a hurry.
Yeah, I can suspect as much. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me?
Miss Green's motive should be obvious. This man's a killer over here, by the way.
Yeah, literally, are we forgetting that?
It's all tied with someone else we've heard several times already during the course of this trial.
So, that's what's behind all this.
Van Ziggy's like, yes.
I've never loved anyone in my life. You will share your apparent abstention with the court, please, counsel.
Stop, Van Zig, stop.
Van Zig, golly, I get it, you're single, jeez. Which person is behind this?
Person is behind this. What?
Huh? Can you repeat that? Duncan Ross?
That's right. Before the defendant Mr. Natsume took up residence in the lodgings of Mr. Gary Debs, someone else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross.
I knew I'd heard that name before somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
Mr. Natsume is so lucky. Very lucky.
He sure is. The fact that he wakes up the second when, like, he realizes he can't breathe, that's crazy. That does ring a vague. Oh, of course, I remember it now. Ah! The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such.
Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspeare blowing into... Why did I say it like that? Blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. What's funny, me talking about me kind of like pronouncing things weird, I was watching like a compilation video of like Corey, his voice cracking when he says words, and it was like really funny to me.
I want to see it.
It's so funny, it's really funny to me. It was murder, plain and simple. Yes.
I almost choked on my own spit when I was about to yell.
Oh my god, Ami.
Right?
Holsanaga over here.
Oh, too bad he's not here right now.
Uh-oh.
What do you know?
Oh, she's going crazy.
Right?
The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths, that's all people care about. If it's an interesting story, they all want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved.
Oh boy.
Oh, whoa, social commentary?
And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him.
Oh no.
You mean Duncan was...
Miss Ross was Miss Green's fiancé.
Fiancé?
You may not have known until now who Miss Green was, who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. This murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Uh-oh, this is... Uh-oh.
Mary?
Yeah, I said fiancé.
Beyonce?
Beyonce? Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shadowspear, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? No comment.
No commento. She's so small. This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, Counsel?
Yeah. That's what's happening.
Each on different counts of murder? She didn't kill anybody, he sure did.
She attempted murder, though.
That's true, that's true.
That's attempted murder, that's also a charge. Yes, my lord, that's correct. What? Vancy.
What? Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned a friend.
Why is he using her words?
Also, like, what has taken in a line of dubious gas that's causing this judgment to be clouded?
How?
What's wrong with you?
What?
What?
I didn't mean to say what like that, but what?
I like that he got up there. He's
like, oh. He grunts a little bit.
Like back pops.
Oh my god.
What would Mr. Shadowspear wanted to kill these lodges, as you say? Clout? First and foremost, I mean, obviously. You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Libra, my leads. I have been so slight. 'Tis lies. I deny every utterance. You'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either.
Oh my god. Miss Green!
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not being sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
Well, it's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried to poison him.
But you broke into the man's room! If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? She didn't deny breaking in.
No, she didn't.
I thought I'd have a look around, that's all.
Uh-huh. Sorry? I like how she looks around. Her eyes are really cute, too.
Yeah, she has really cute eyes.
You're right, I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence of something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life.
Stop hopping around. Oh, violence, oh, villainy, oh, tyranny, oh, rotundity of a woman! But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock.
That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different.
Uh-oh, the broken lock.
Oh, Lord.
Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some taps and a piece of wire.
Dang!
Oh, awfulness, oh, artfulness, oh, tyranny, oh, profanity of woman! We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now... Tell the court what you found, what evidence your search revealed.
Yeah, I spotted the note I'd set him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards is loose, and underneath it I discovered a secret hiding place.
Oh, what was in there?
Uh?
Yes, we also discovered the hiding place.
Inside we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Ah, yes. Well, the thing is, when I found it...
What's in it?
The box wasn't empty.
What was in it?
Girl?
There was something in it?
Yes.
The key.
Smug!
Ah!
This rather nice key.
What does that go to, though? Gems? Oh!
Ah!
What? What
are you doing with that?
Uh-oh. What is this key? What the?
Every ounce of color has drained from his face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it!
Eh?
What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it? Inherited it? No,
What's all this about? He inherited the key?
It was obviously important to you since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it.
How did he not notice that on her?
Right? He probably didn't, like, she probably just thought it was just an ordinary
maybe she
key.
had it under her shawl, but we just see it in character design, you know?
Maybe, perhaps.
It could have been.
I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you.
You took something real precious, like that key is...
Right.
What if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
Give it back this minute! Give it to me!
Hey!
Hey, calm yourself, witness. Damn.
Huh. So Mr. Shamsphere has tried it. And in one case succeeded to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Oops. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. Aha. It's true that there appears to be no motives to support the accusation against Mr. Shamsphere at first, but considering everything we know now, I think there is actually something that could explain it.
What? Alright, Rebecca, have you figured it out?
Hold on a second. I need to recall every piece of evidence at my disposal, everything that we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure I caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all of these events. Oh my god, is it interesting? A key to the... Oh, boy. The only thing with a lock is, the box.
If he had that key already, why would he need to do the little gas coin trick he has been using?
That is true, yeah, that's true. That's true. What does that key go to?
Hey, did you figure it out?
No.
What the heck?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Did you need help? Like...
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I didn't go through the prompt yet.
Oh, okay.
And get to the part where I present or whatever, you know.
Did you, like, look at everything in detail?
I was looking at everything in detail.
Did you read everything in detail?
I was reading, I was looking.
What would that key be for? I do want you to remember something that they had said about Shanspear literally once and they never said again. Shanspear, prior to coming to Briar Road, he was a criminal.
Wait, these papers in there. Wait, oh, the box of the treasure, right?
The treasure?
Some...
What treasure?
The treasure, the treasure. The loot.
The loot.
The loot stolen remains unrecovered. That's the other thing he was hiding in there, specifically with the key. And then this picture, for some reason, you know? Why would he have the picture of those two as well? What in the world? What the heck is going on here?
I mean, did you figure out what you gotta present?
I think I'm presenting the file here.
Yeah?
Because
so?
it talks about, yeah, because I can only see the key. He has the key to, like, that treasure that's, like, been undiscovered, you know? Possibly, possibly.
Well, if that is your gut instinct, then go for it.
I mean, this newspaper article was with the key.
That's true, that's true.
So, like, there's literally, like, nothing, and, like, he's not gonna use it for the box because he has his, you know, his ways. Okay.
Oh, so you can take it really relation for Mr. Shanspear to next time. That's an official police report, is it not? The Selden file? How did you get a hold of that?
Mr. Gregson gave it to me, so before you say like
Selden?
That man has beautiful eyelashes, like, wings.
He does.
They did very well with his wings.
A Kazunori special.
The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Naruhodo have only one thing linked.
Wait, hold on. Did you say Mr. Naruhodo?
Nothing. Yes, I did. Yeah. That's me. I'm so sorry. Yes, I did. My bad. My brain was thinking one thing.
I'm like, hold
My
on.
brain was thinking one thing, and I just said it out loud, not realizing it. The fact that they have lodgings in the same room.
Well, yes, we know this, certainly. Yeah? A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. There was that too, you know. That room did belong to him.
He probably hid some treasure in there. But why would he want to kill everybody that's in that room specifically?
Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement with multiple burglaries. I see.
And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial
Excuse me.
mystery when he died. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
There it is, the loot.
The some 1,000 pounds worth of loot that he stole. I don't know what that hard. That sounds pretty hard to read.
Yeah.
Which, as yet, remains to be found. Oh yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here. 1,000 pounds lost en route to hell. That was how the paper summed it up. I bet he liked it too, so that's pretty cool.
It seems that one particular fellow inmate was the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusted the inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container and valuables were in.
You mean this key is...
Mr. Shamspear, it was you, wasn't it? You were the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? Uh-oh.
What are you talking about? This is a false charge, I tell you, a false charge! The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in his file. But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is. But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
Are you good? So, it all comes out. The truth come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspear's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense.
When he was let out of prison following Selden's death. He made immediately for Mr. Garrideb's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice.
Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Which is why Mr. Shamspear subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room.
You know what would have been real smart? Not to include an article about said loot with a key in a box.
That's true, but, I mean, what are you gonna do?
However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it.
Mr. Soseki Natsume? The defendant of this case? No less. What could he even done was just wait until Natsume wasn't
So you
in the
decided to
room.
use the ploy of with
Broken
the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspear? This time to out Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and
Ooh.
avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict.
You... Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh!
Are you
His back
good?
broke.
Oh, my back! Oof!
Looks like I'm gonna sniff it. Snuff it. My bad. Listen, I want you to give me loot, even, to stop the coppers getting the mitts on it. It's in the room where I was lodging when they got me. There's the key to it. Take it. Always say one step ahead, mate. C-U-L, I guess.
C-U-L, I guess.
Shamspear. Yeah, C-U-L, I guess. Shamspear.
Oh.
Well, there it is.
Fine.
Uh-oh. What did he just say? Could you speak louder?
You good?
Mine.
It's mine. That loot is mine.
What if there's no loot?
Right? Jesus.
Mr. Shamspear.
It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I?
Oh god.
After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Like you.
Yeah.
If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can't do. You
I
can't arrest
mean...
me. For the time being, anyway.
Don't say it like that, well.
Barely. You can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh!
It's so close. I just need a few more hours. My man's gone crazy.
Oh,
Help
yes,
him.
he has.
I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it. And I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up?
Jury, jurors, the court. Help!
But from that alone, dude should have been...
Question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through.
But he seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruhodo.
There is a way.
Pardon?
There's one way I can finish him.
No.
He's already admitted the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all I have to do is find it first. Oh.
Pray forgive the discourtesy, my PS4 controller died. A fine plan.
Oh, thanks, Fancy.
Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there to hold, it must be very well hidden indeed. Bro, we know that these people can't see. Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot prove it.
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly.
Where's Schultz?
Yeah, where is he?
The
Babe.
final piece of the complex puzzle. But I think we might have it in our possession already. Huh? Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where the loot is hidden. My lord!
You don't have to raise your hand. Yes, counsel?
The defendant would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that can give us a clue as to its whereabouts.
Number 15, presenting evidence. The last thing you want in your Burger King sandwich is someone's foot fungus. But it turns out, that might be what you get.
It's our last chance, so it has been worth a gamble. Besides,
A character should have a voice like this.
we used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then.
Very well, counsel. Let the court hear your idea.
You smacking your lips, sir?
Well, they propose they could use in order to locate the deciding place of the
Sir?
It's gotta be the soap.
The soap! It's always the soap! You know, there's a lot of handprints there, but I think it was just him, like, leaning on the wall. Yeah? But
You think so?
There's a lot of handprints there. That could be him leaning on the wall, staring at his precious, you know? After he gets it. But they said they already looked behind there and didn't find anything, correct?
They did, but they're just saying there is a way for you to find where the thing is, you know? You looked at it. The evidence. How would you find a way to find where somebody hid something? You've got the evidence.
I mean, if I'm where somebody's hiding something, usually fingerprints, yeah?
You think so?
Maybe. Yeah.
No.
I feel like there was always something going on with this, but I'm not sure. I can always shoot my shot and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, you gotta shoot your shot if it's there. Dum-da-dong! If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shandspear's handprints on the wall of his lodgings.
I just remember them saying they looked behind the picture frame before, and they're like, we don't see anything. There's nothing there.
Yeah, Susato looked behind the picture frame.
Well, she looked behind it. I don't think she took it completely off the wall. I think she...
No, she looked back there because she hoped something was back there.
Yeah, that's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective Mr. Sholmes.
A great detective? Is that some kind of joke?
Uh-oh.
Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one Mr. Shamspear. Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah, that's his name.
He came in here and he threw hands.
Get him, hit him. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of the most ridiculous title. Ooh. Your name's bad. Ah! It's Herlock Sholmes himself! What are you doing here, great detective? God, Van Zieks is bursting at the seams right now. He's like, I can't not fuck him, right? Like,
oh my god.
Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not? Ah, Mr. Reaper. Oh god.
It's been too long.
Hey, you're getting a little lag here. Ah, and I see your complexion has worsened since we last met.
But Mr. Sholmes?
Ugly.
He does know Van Zieks then. Well enough to say something like that in any case.
Mr. Sholmes. Though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large. That does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
If I may, my lord, Mr. Sholmes' newly developed scientific method has helped us to uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say?
Why is he questioning this? Like, where have you been?
Exactly. I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny.
Ba-bum.
It's the method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities. You need only a small sample of something the individual has previously touched to make it indicate a solution.
Look at my badge.
find out where Kazuma is by looking at that armband. In your case, sir, I use this teacup you have been holding. Inventory. Yeah? So now, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes.
What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time?
Thank you for your offering. To help, Mr. Sholmes. When the conflict was erected, he was living in what is now Mr. Soseki-san's room. We need a sample to help locate Selden's loot that's hidden in his old room. What form will the sample take? Wait, what? What form will the sample take? What? Wait, what's this mean?
They're asking. They're basically okay. So as you know, Sholmes can only do the little handprint solution if he has something that the person has last touched, right?
Okay.
Something that yeah. So Ryunosuke is like, what do I present? Do I present evidence, or do I present somebody? As in, like, do you have the evidence of something that belongs to Selden, or do you have evidence that somebody has something that belongs to him? Do you understand?
It wasn't present evidence or present a person.
Yes.
Right? But
like, you know, because they're trying to find where the treasure is, right? Sholmes needs something that belongs to the dead convict in order to make the solution for the skin prints. And you're being asked, do you have evidence? As in, do you currently have something on you that belongs to the convict, or does somebody else have something on them that belongs to the convict?
the key.
The key.
The key is on a person.
Yeah.
You need something
There
of
you go.
Sheldon's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot. And something the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court records.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up.
I was just like, I was just taken aback when I was like, what? You want to... Huh?
Yeah, well, they just ran like, hey, do you want evidence or somebody? So, which particular person do you have in mind? Who can we obtain a possession of late convict Sullen to create the indicator solution? Do not choose the person who you think it is. Do you know who it is? If you do, don't pick them. You get an achievement if you pick the wrong person.
Really?
That's what I'm telling you this. Yes. But just choose literally anybody else but who you think it is. It's gotta be Iris. No wait, choose Physics.
Okay, I was gonna say Shulbs, but that'd be funny. I'm gonna present Van Zieks.
It's gotta be Van Zieks, dude. And pray, what does said person possess that could be applicable to our purpose? Let's hear your new and improved powers of reasoning at work, my dear fellow. You know, Skate. I don't know. Dear me, your left eye just twitched. Are you currently concocting an elaborate excuse?
He's like, I just wanted to pick Van Zieks.
Not some clever Japanese joke about a wet noodle, I hope.
Oh my
Huh?
god.
You got me.
You got me. I think we need to... the noodler. I think we did reconsider from the start, Mr. Naruhodo. Why do I feel as though Susato-san is studying my left eye now?
Don't look at his left eye. Stop. I'm ready and waiting, Mr. Naruhodo. The rest is in your hands.
Just lean over a bit more.
Yeah, go ahead. I want all. Interesting boob.
Alright, let's present the right person. I just was like, where are you going with this? And you're like, no, I get achievement. I was like, oh.
Because I know sometimes when you know who it is, you just immediately press and I'm like, oh wait, put the achievement.
It's green!
Is it me? What do you want with me?
The key around your neck, if you please.
Sorry?
Give it! He's like grunting like an ape.
Alright.
The key belonged to Mr. Selden. But will the remnants of secretions from the man's skin be on its surface that we can use? She's been holding that key very often. I don't know.
She has been, but we'll see, huh? Very true.
I demand! This is the example we need! Sample. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required for Mr. Sholmes' skin print seeker. And find out exactly what Sheldon touched in the room as we use Trent.
Oh! Mr. Shakespeare, as one great to another, I assure you. If the late convict's hall is hidden somewhere in the former lodgings, I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes. Ugh.
So, Mr. Shakespeare, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth.
In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sholmes have this key.
There we go.
No! Give the key to me! The detective shan't have it!
It's over, Mr. Shakespeare.
Oh no!
You're out of options now.
Shakespeare wants key!
There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt.
Oh!
Oh my god. Oh!
Oh, shameful spirit! Despair! Be thy name! Yo, let's make that shot with the confetti!
Oh! Oh, he's laid out! Well... My
laid out.
Oh, the hat came off.
Uh-oh, wig.
Now it's time to confess.
I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all.
Carbon monoxide? Are you kidding me?
Right?
So you have time to find the convict's haul of stolen goods?
Just after you'd killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room. I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused.
Why?
I was 3 months behind with the rent, for one thing.
Mr. Garrydeb really has had a lot to put up with. It is true.
Mm-hmm. And the other gas repaired worked, and immediately afterwards put in the room out of action for a while. And then, this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease.
Poor Mr. Natsume. What unfortunate timing.
Then, 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance, but it wasn't to be. No, the scene was sealed off and guarded by police night and day.
And if I remember rightly, Mr. Soames spent the whole day in there reading books.
You sure did. I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot.
Which is why, on the day Mr. Natsume had acquitted and returned to his room, he once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that fed the shelves. That feeds the stoves in his room.
Unbeknownst to you, however, the action would lead you into a deadly trap.
William Shakespeare. How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question.
We all know what it's from! Oh, okay.
Oh my
Just looking at
goodness.
sparknotes.com. From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you. In your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Oh my god!
Yes, yes.
She... Nothing else to say, that was about it?
Imagine getting roasted by a young
That
lady.
man wants to go home.
Where's let me go home?
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died.
I guess I'll be him. The gas supply in
Yeah.
the new lodgings was a complete disaster, you know, Olive.
The gas supply?
Yes, the stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night for some reason.
That's no joke.
They say it's the convict's curse.
Oh, Duncan, please don't stay there. I don't care how cheap it is.
Alright then, if it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place.
There are spare rooms at my house. Why don't you leave that horrible room tonight?
It's one after the other, I keep saying. No,
Right.
I'd better not. We'd said we'd wait until we'd graduated before we told our parents, remember?
Well, that was the last time we ever spoke.
That's
That very night, you fell victim to the gas.
Yeah.
If only I'd known it was going to happen, I'd have insisted he left that horrible room that instant. But instead, all I've been left with is bitter regrets. I stopped going to school, but something kept drawing me back to the house on Briar Road. I saw an Eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of the house one day when I was there. He walked up the road to grab Scrubby for some food, so I followed him and sat myself down next to him. He had some watery-looking soup and started to pick a quarrel with the publican. That place is cursed, I tell you, cursed! The ghost of that convict who used to live there. He's trying to suffocate me! I wake up in the middle of the night, freezing to death because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. But the pipes have been checked. No problem there.
It's like I'm the problem. That's what they're thinking.
But how could that be? Duncan was gone and... now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered. A rumor I'd heard about how the gas companies go around investigating the gas installations.
A rumor.
Did you just cry?
He's hungry. It's like 3 p.m. now.
Yes, everyone's heard the stories, it seems, about how they go checking the pipes.
How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing into the pipe work.
That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt in the back of my mind that just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I had the idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It plagued me day and night. So I bought this at one of the black markets in the East End.
A black market?
Yes. I'd never been, I just heard people talk about them, and you really can buy anything you can think of there. In some ways, being able to get my hands on this so easily made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was it Duncan's death an accident, or was it murder? And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple, but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with, and wait.
If Mr. Shamspeare was innocent, nothing would come of what he'd done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes dearly.
I found out the name of the man I suspected, William Shamspeare. Did they take him out of the room? And then I wrote him this little note.
Oh, it was a different picture.
Oh yeah, it's different. You got the same smile.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
He's a close-eye character, that's what it is.
Then we lost a good one.
We did lose a good one.
Come to the Sluggan and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about the start of the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. If he'd done it, I knew he would worry him enough to be sure that he'd go. So I waited to see if it worked. And of course, Mr. Shamspeare followed the instructions to the letter. I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. Though I smeared a good amount of poison I bought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the same praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done, and that it was just all some wild fantasy. Bro, you did so much on your own. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done, and that culprit would get his just desserts.
Oh, well.
Damn.
Cold-hearted. Susato.
Oh my gosh!
Well.
Someone else gonna speak up?
Alright.
Something to say? 3 days ago.
God dang.
God dang. 3 days ago. God, how did the thing go? Last night, in the... Where's that video go? Oh, I don't remember.
Wait, what was the video?
That older guy talking about birds.
I don't know.
He's like, last night I saw 3 women.
Oh, I don't know, man.
You don't know that video?
I don't know how it goes. I know of it.
I don't know either. It's like, last night and the night before I saw 3 women walking down the street that way. I saw them, I said, you know, I don't know how the rest goes. When they were first stood in the dark before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward.
Oh my gosh, so sexy.
Yes, my lord!
I sound like a baby there.
I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that you should discreetly find lurking behind the scenes.
What was that, Judge?
I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch.
Hunger.
I'm hungry. It has been a long road, my Nipponi's friend.
It sure has.
And thanks for not.
Yes. Oh.
You don't have to point at me. And when I certainly don't walking with you.
What was that, Fancy?
Could you say that again, please?
Just ignore it.
Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were.
Together, huh?
We were holding hands the entire way, Miss Green.
Yes, my lord?
You will henceforth be stripped of your freedom.
Oh, Jesus.
As punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shansby.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shansby, you'll be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood. And the subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Soseki Natsume here present.
He did. You know he did.
My man's about to get hung.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes?
Yesterday at the hospital, when you and your friends stopped me from
ending your life by drinking.
You have to say that out loud.
Bottle?
You have to tell everybody that?
I wasn't myself. I can't really even remember what was going through my mind. To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems.
I don't know Shakespeare, but I guess.
Personally, I'm glad for your being here, Mr. Green. Miss Green.
Mr. Green.
Miss Green.
Oh.
And I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shamspear didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least. No thanks.
I would never found out what happened either if he died.
Aww.
Because of you, I choose life, not death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Oh, Miss Green.
You know, Skate literally doesn't care. Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes, my lord. The court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter.
Thank God.
Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty.
Wow.
Watch some head ass be like, oh, he
We
definitely
are in
guilty,
full
bro.
agreement, my lord.
Are we? In that case, I hereby declare the defendant
Not guilty! Yay! We did it!
Wow!
Yes. Wow!
Wow!
I said it before he did so.
What is your turn? Get the fuck out of my...
Last night and the night before, there were 3 women walking down the street. That way, I saw him. I said, "Hey, you 3 women, why are y'all walking down the street that way? There's nothing down there."
Hey, we got after 3!
He was rushing out of there too.
Oh no, he's like, stop. He did,
We have
because
to
he's
stop
like,
right now.
I don't even need to tell the jurors to... They're all
Right?
in agreement. Okay, we're done.
He was rushing. Oh, yes, at last. Divine justice to be done. Divine justice? My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would shave that mustache.
Oh my goodness!
No! This has nothing to do with our mustache!
Some say that a luxurious mustache is a sign of a physical prowess, Mr. Schultz.
Oh.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Once again, you saved me from doom.
I'm very happy to have been able to help you, Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. Your second is almost as many days. Whatever that meant. I don't know what I said.
Whatever that means. I was first acquainted. Sorry, I saw a picture of Nakamura on my TL, and I was taken away. I was gonna laugh at him.
Take me away!
I was first acquainted with and gained affection for English literature whilst in my grade Finland. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, you posted it. Like that, and then by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature.
What happened?
Only City of Brixton Border became my prison. As I tried to say, but I never found me here.
What's happening? Are you good?
I am good. I'm just getting into character.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You were like hysterically laughing. I was like,
Or I was generally me just making noises.
Gotcha.
In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
But a week ago now, I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not? You did! And I've seen more of life this week than I did in all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel like I've begun to see the true face of the English that's been so far hiding from me behind the wall of fog.
What a lot of words.
My dear fellow, there's nothing special about the true face of English, as you put it. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are a few genuine differences. Are you sure? Yes, I think you're right. I've finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was so attracted to English literature in the first time. It made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans have all the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live.
Well said. I've come to feel the same way.
I've made a decision too. I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan.
It's good. You should.
Yeah,
What?
get out of there, babe.
Just when you become friends here in England. What a terrible shame.
You'll soon be following too.
Mm-hmm. Dad'd be like, I'm sick, actually, but I'm lying.
Cough, cough.
Oh gosh, I think I'm sick. I had a little bit of a sore throat, but I think it's because I saw my mouth open last night. Oh, I know. That does tug at my heartstrings. It really does. But I've decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose.
Oh my! So you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume? How wonderful!
Oh, well, no, I mean, I wouldn't presume to call it literature. Why not? And that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache. I suppose you're right, yes. It will, in a way, be literature. But as of now, all I know is that I'd like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur. Toseki-san became famous enough that he was put on money.
Read your work.
Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with the Reaper.
Ah,
we go talking about this again.
That's very true.
And there is no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
Why y'all just like...
Why are you scaring him?
Between him, look at him! Oh god.
The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes, faced with such a terrifying prospect. Nobody would consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure.
Bro. But that's not why I'm leaving! I mean it! Who's objecting?
Did he object?
Oh, it's him. I think he did object.
And that was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Soseki-san did indeed return to Japan and submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the scholar. And barely any time after, Susato-san was given the news and she must return to Japan as well. On the back of a telegram stated falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day. The day that we uncovered the loot hidden by the new deceased convict in his former lodgings. Oh my god. Huh.
Quite some.
Okay, so... Hey, Lucky Cat!
Yeah? Yeah?
Alright, let's go. Oh, there we go.
Love it!
Oh, well done, Mr. Sholmes. How simply marvelous of you. To uncover the secret hidden place is just one day.
Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes?
Don't worry about it. As I believe I told you, my dear fellow, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson?
Oh, Gregson?
Stressed.
Stressy.
Rexy's been happily munching an engravement this whole time, you know, Hurley. Happily. I think perhaps humorously, might be closer to the truth.
So, it transpires the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. In the ceiling, huh?
And what's in it? What exactly is the loot?
Let us look then, if you're ready. Let's examine the late burglar's hall.
Yeah, show me the hall. Let's go.
Let's see it!
What in that? What is that? What? A collar? A bloody collar? Wait a minute. What kind of...
Kinky.
It looks to be some sort of neckband or collar.
Or choker? A collar? It's huge, though. Does this
for a
go on
huge neck?
A human? Wait a minute. What kind of stuff we getting into? What is this?
And look at all the gemstones set.
It's red too. It's pretty, actually. Yeah.
It's pretty.
Is that say a bee on it?
There's a bee?
There's a bee? I can't tell what kind of lead it is. Is that a bee?
Yeah, that's a bee.
A bee!
There's a bee?
I can see why it was claimed to be worth £1,000. Perhaps it could have it as a belt.
Wait, how big is this? Is it a belt or is it a neck? Huh. That's blood, my folks.
Oh, have you noticed the inside there? There are some dark stains.
You don't think it could be blood, do you? I mean, there's quite a lot of it.
On second thought, perhaps I won't have it as a belt.
Oh, she can have it as a belt because her waist is so tiny, I get it.
Yes, so small.
Alright, of course, there's this emblem here. Oh, I could have waited.
A large letter B and a small crown.
That was a crown? Interesting.
What does it
signify, do you think?
Oh, I had noticed that. I
bee
feel as
fur.
though I've seen some of them somewhere before, you know. Where could it have been?
That's enough of that, I think.
Wait, what? What's the matter, with Mr. Sholmes? All the colors drained from his face. What happened?
Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this on.
What? What? Heh?
It could be valuable evidence after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key.
Oh, okay.
Ah, yes. Get your grubby hands off that you lot and hand it over now!
Okay.
Sorry!
I'm sorry.
Come in.
I'd never seen a collar that large before. And all those jewels certainly looked to be extremely valuable. But that's not what stood out the most to me. At least, not once I'd noticed it. The dark stains on the inside the collar. The stains. Could they really have been blood? I mean...
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it?
Funny.
But it's all
That's
buttoned
funny,
up now.
And you look very pleased, Iris.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as a basis of this month's story in the magazine.
Hmm.
But in that case, it'd be perfect. It would be so fascinating.
You're talking about the latest installment of this Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I presume?
The mystery of the knife and the mist, and the mustache man and the convict's curse, perhaps. I could make it a two-part story. Oh, I can't wait.
Words, please, Iris?
Yes, what is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your two titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear? Dad mode.
Dad said no.
Yes.
Dad said no.
Oh boy.
That was
Oh,
silly.
oh,
That's
oh,
weird.
In my ears.
闇に葬られた
Your ears?
Oh. And so it was the second of Soseki-san's case became buried. I'm just gonna let him read, alright?
今ならわかる気がする
Oh wait, he's speaking?
Yes, he is speaking.
Oh!
Hold on, I have him in my ears. Hold on.
ホームズさんが事件の発表を禁じたのか
Made me feel some kind of way. Oh
全
my
てが
god.
一つにつながるには
Damn.
もう少し時間が必要だった
Oh, that's
物語が
ominous.
再び動き出したのは佐藤さんの手紙が届いて2ヶ月後その事件はかのロンドン万博の最中に起こったのだった
Oh, the Great Expedition. I forgot that was gonna happen. Oh.
Thank you, Shimono!
Thank you, Shibono-san! That
And
I was just like, oh my god, like, he's speaking. It, like, kind of
Yeah.
startled me, but I was like, ah, I'm so happy. Like, it made me really happy. Ah!
well, I mean, you can start the third case
can.
now. Oh,
I
yeah.
Yes, I can. Woo! The Return of the Great Departed.
You might be able to. I wonder how far you'll get.
Oh, shit. Oh, what is in this trial? You got me, like, interested.
I'm excited. I'm excited. It's my favorite one.
Ah,
The Great Departed Soul.
Ooh, ah. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm curious. I'm curious.
Look at this. You saw that
19世紀
horn.
末
Oh,
Oh,
大帝都
actually,
ロンドンで開催された
what I want to do.